Hi Jane, how are you? Okay, today I got plenty of time to spend with, so I decided to create another new content for today. What I'm going to talk about is related to penetration testing. The topic is about writing a good penetration testing report. In year 2014, uh, I was actually contacted by Pentest magazine. And let me just show you the link. Yeah. So they were asking me to actually write a kind of book that is actually used to teach people on how to create a good penetration testing report. The official title for the course is this one: Writing an Effective Penetration Testing Report. It was actually done in 2014, and they have added into their online training course. And the this particular course has about 600 students who have successfully enrolled. And the course is about this one: how to create a good and effective penetration testing report. Also answer the following question, like why is penetration testing report so important, who is the report for, and what should the report contain. And also offers 4 CP credits. And the main objective of this course is that after completing this course, you'll be able to understand how to create a good effective penetration testing report, understand the mechanism to provide effective deliverables, apply risk management knowledge and skills, and blend them into your deliverables. Right? As you can see here, we got syllabus. We got like total 4 modules. This is my profile. And luckily, I got 4.1 in terms of the feedback and scoring. Yeah, so they gathered some feedback from the students and from the reviewers, and I got 4.1, which is pretty good. Yeah. Okay, so based on this course, I actually created, or I would say, wrote a short course. Not really a course. In fact, it's a guidance, or I would say a document that explains about uh, effective penetration testing, yeah, on how to produce the good and effective penetration testing report. The book is available in Amazon as well. Yeah, on Amazon is a Kindle version. So, writing an effective penetration testing report, an executive view. This is the official title. It's a Kindle edition. Yeah, it's very cheap. Although I also released the same book for community, so I somehow created the community edition of this book. Yeah. Let me show you the book. Yeah, this is my book. Okay, as you can see, the title: Writing an Effective Penetration Testing Report, an Executive View, written by me. Yeah, yeah. And then let me scroll down a bit. Yeah. So yeah, see, we got chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. I also added some sample. Yeah, let me just scroll down to the last pages. Yeah, so additionally, I also provide examples of report in terms of the network and infrastructure penetration testing report, executive report, as well as the web application related reports. Okay, let me just scroll down. Yeah, here, this is actually for the application vulnerability assessment and penetration testing report, executive report, right? The pen test report for the application. So I added two different type of reports. One is for the network and infrastructure, and the other one is for the application pen tests. Now, you know why? One of the reasons why I wrote this kind of book or course, or even they call it as guidance or something like that, is actually due to, it was actually due to the fact that all of us, in fact, as the penetration testers, we intend to have problem in expressing the idea, expressing the findings, the information being found, or the vulnerabilities being found during the penetration testing activities, right? Most of us have very good skills in terms of writing technical reports, okay? And that's actually one of the reasons why I wrote this kind of a guidance, so that people will also know us as the, I mean, we as the penetration testers would be, I would say, learning more on how to actually write an effective penetration testing report. Because normally we produce two different type of reports, the technical reports and the executive report. Technical reports is normally used or targeted for the technical audiences, like for example, developers, network administrators, network security administrators, and so on. While the executive report would be for the management. Yeah, so it is targeted for the management or executive. So beside this executive view, I will also discuss this. So this is just an example of the assessment report for the internal network pen test. Yeah. So I was able to grab some of the sample reports. This is actually created by Rhino Security Labs. So they have assessment information, the client, then they have this engagement overview, and then they also have the assessment team, and they also have this process and methodology. Yeah, they also explain about reconnaissance, the step-by-steps, reconnaissance, automated testing, exploration and verification, and assessment reporting, as well as optional remediation. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty intensive, pretty details. Yeah. So they got this executive summary. Yeah. And they also mentioned about internal network risk rating. Yeah. Which I also discussed in my report. Let me just show you let me search for risk. Yeah, the risk management. Oops. Yeah, so I use this one. Yeah, this is actually based on SANS best practices on how to calculate the risk. Yeah, so we have different approaches. Yeah, and then summary of strength, as you can see here, summary of weaknesses, strategic recommendation, and they also provide narrative executive summary, as well as some screenshots. Yeah, of course we need to provide the screenshots to prove that we have done the pen test. Yeah. So different type of technical reports exist. I also discussed this in my book. Yeah. Yeah. So let me go up and show you the. Yeah. So I also discussed about this. Let me scroll down. Yeah, here. Uh, yeah, so I have discussed that two deliverables for pentest projects are executive summary, or sometimes they also call it as executive report, and technical report with two different audience, yeah, or audiences. And I also talk about the report writing and several report formats you can find, yeah, in the market. Narrative, good for technical audience, but not recommended for executive level of the audience. Then we have the well, so this is narrative. And there's another one called well structured, good for executive level of the audience, but does not really capture the technical audience's expectations. And then we have the technical in-depth, good for technical audience and definitely not recommended for executive level of the audience. And then mix or hybrid. Yeah, good for executive level of the audience, but not too good for the technical audience. Yeah. So the best is actually to create a separate report. Yeah, like one. Yeah, that contains very technical information here with a screenshot. Yeah, something like this. And one is the sample report. Yeah, just like this one. Provide them with risk analysis. Let me just scroll down. Sorry. Yeah. The best is actually to create summary of findings in the form of dashboard. Yeah. So executives, they like graphed charts. Yeah. Graphics, charts. They don't really like numbers, although some of them they like numbers. So provide them with this kind of dashboard. Yeah. So that you can I would say send the message correctly to the correct audience. Yeah. And also don't forget to mention about the risk analysis. They prefer to have this kind of risk analysis related report. Yeah. Other example is this one. I have a lot of different examples. This is an example from Whistling Group. Yeah. Yeah. They provide this forward, executive summary, introduction, the scope, methodology, scoring system, vulnerability review, remediation, and so on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and there's another one from Offensive Security, penetration testing both for internal lab and exam. Yeah, more narrative here, if I'm not mistaken. Table content, introduction, report, high level summary, methodologies. Yeah. There's also another one, same from Offensive. Yeah. And they have this executive summary of the result, attack narrative. So it's more on narrative, conclusion, risk rating, and they also provide appendix A, vulnerability details, mitigation, yeah, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Right. So there's another one from Managed Security Services Pen Test Report. Yeah. They also provide, let me just look at the, oh yeah, so they provide quite a good report, but not too good. In my perspective, this is not really that good. And there's another one from Radical Open Security. You also have penetration testing report. Yep. Look, they provide document properties, version control, the contact, And let's look at the table content. They have this executive summary, introduction, scope of work, project objective, timeline, results, summary of findings, summary of recommendation, charts, findings by threat level, finding by type. They also have methodology from starting from planning up to the risk classification. Yeah, and also the automated scan tools, as well as the findings. We got this pentest technical summary. Yeah. Okay. And there's another one and another one. Yeah. So basically, if you can look at the examples, yeah, we've got a mix of reports. Yeah, from narrative to let me pull again the previous one. Ooh. Yeah. So from the examples given earlier, you can see that we have a reports in the form of narrative. There's also a well-structured report, very good, yeah, but also contains some technical details, which is not really that good for the audience. Yeah, somehow they also have something like a very technical report, just like this one. Yeah, let me look at the examples. Yeah, yeah, this is also very technical. Yeah, yeah, the screenshot, very good screenshot, very good details, but not really that good for executive. Yeah, this is also a very nice representation of the attack plan or attack diagram. Yeah. So we got narrative, well-structured, technical, in-depth, and we also have like mix. It depends on the requests of the clients, but of course, we as the company will have, or as the penetration tester, we will definitely need to have the report templates that will allow you to adjust the results on how to uh, present the result to the technical audience and the uh, executive or high level audience, right? So if you want to create a very good and effective penetration testing report for audiences, I mean different audiences like executive or even technical, you will need to know who the report will be for. Yeah. Um, so as I already mentioned here, that the dashboard, yeah, is very effective to reach the executive audience, while this kind of report, yeah, narrative report and in-depth technical report will be very good to reach the technical audience or audiences. Okay. Yeah. So you can also combine, like here, this report also combine the summary of findings that actually talks about risk. Yeah. So this is very important for management. You can present to the management that, hey, this is the risk. Yeah. And this is actually the security profile of your web application or your network infrastructure. Yeah. So yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay. So I hope that yeah, I forgot to mention that you can also find my book in Amazon. I thought I've already mentioned it to you earlier. Okay. Then if you want to get more samples of pen test report, Yeah, you can go to this website. Yeah, there's a public pen testing report, curated list of public pen test report released by several consulting firms. Yeah, you can actually take advantage of this repository. Yeah, download sample reports. Yeah, and if you have problem in finding the pen test reports, technical reports, as well as executive type of report, you can easily contact me, yeah, through email, through Facebook, or even LinkedIn. Okay, feel free to uh, send me any comments, suggestions, and advices. Yeah. So hope that this what do you call this short tutorial would help you on writing a good and effective penetration testing report as suggested by the guide that I have created or that I have wrote a few years back. Yeah, so it was actually based on my perhaps more than 10 to 15 years experience in ethical hacking and penetration testing. Yeah, especially related to writing a good and effective penetration testing report, whether it's for technical audience or for the executive. All right, so thank you very much for your kind attention and see you next time.